Greetings YouTube, this is Captain Machine back for another update, and today we're going to be talking about orders and pre-orders. Well, this week has been rather uneventful for me, and as such I've had nothing much to do. I've spent a large amount of that week bedbound because of a pulled muscle in my back, so I've not had anything to actually physically do. I did manage to get a couple of orders placed though, which is what I'm going to talk about today. Okay, first of all, Warhammer Online Beta, open beta registration starts next week, which is what all people that pre-ordered the collector's edition box set get access to, and the actual open beta will begin on the 7th of September. I'm really looking forward to this a lot, because what this means is I get to actually play a character from first level as opposed to 31st level, which is what the characters were starting at in the closed beta when I joined. It's going to be a lot easier to get a grasp of the game starting from level 1 as opposed to starting from level 31. It's going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully my guild application will come through. By the way, I've applying for a guild with, or Destruction Guild, PvP guild, called Fall from Grace. Links in the sidebar. If you want to go and apply, they will accept any application from anyone above the age of 18. And at the present moment in time, because the game's not running, all applications are based upon contributions to the community as opposed to actual gaming skill, which is rather interesting, but that will obviously change. Well, I hope it changes anyway, because it's not really something you can do once the game's actually running. You can't really judge everyone by the same merits when it comes to activity on the forums, because a lot of people are just lurkers and they will actually contribute actively towards your guild by having a character available. So yeah, that's something to look forward to. Secondly, I've ordered a copy of Stalker Clear Skies from Play.com. Looking forward to playing this a lot. It's basically the sequel, actually no, it's a prequel actually, to Stalker Shadow of Chernobyl. Prequels are quite popular recently for all the wrong reasons, but this is a good one because it's basically an updated version of the original game engine. It's actually got the same game specification, so if the first one ran on your PC, the new one will. And I'm really looking forward to it, because I did like Stalker a lot. I know people didn't. I know a lot of people didn't like it because it looked unfinished. It felt unfinished. It was really. It was rushed, and what we're going to get now is actually the finished version. And it's going to be interesting to see what they've done with it. I've seen a couple of videos, obviously, but apart from actually playing it myself, they'll be different there. Hopefully, I will get my fraps working so I can actually show you it and do a review on it, because it's a rather interesting world setting game thing going on. It's also something very unique in terms of gaming. Nothing has actually done this before. Deus Ex came close, but that was going for a different kind of genre, a different feel. So comparing the two is quite difficult because it's an unfair comparison. So that's something I'm really looking forward to. Right, third, I've placed an order for 2 copies of the Pathfinder RPG, which is basically the updated version of Dungeons & Dragons 3.5, which is one we all know and love from Wizards of the Coast. Unfortunately, 4th edition hasn't seemed to have won many admirers from the old guard, unfortunately, myself now included, because I'm not a big fan of 4th edition either. I've got the books and I probably won't sell them on because I'd like to see what somebody else makes of the actual game and the setting. But for me, I'm not going to be running it for any time soon. What Pathfinder RPG is basically an updated version of 3.5, like I said before. They have jokingly called it 3.75, and in all fairness, it does a better job of ironing out the problems that 3.5 had, as opposed to just completely rewriting the game from the top or the bottom down, bottom up, from the bottom up, which is what 4th edition is. I'm really looking forward to it. I've asked for express delivery, so I should get in 3 to 6 working days. Although I've not actually received a confirmation email back since yesterday telling me that the order's been accepted, so God knows how long that 3 to 6 days actually start from. But again, something to look forward to. Finally, I've decided to join the Great Satan of Gaming, which is Games Workshop, and I've gone back into Warhammer 40,000. The reason is that their new box set is a absolute bargain. Battle of Blackreach, I think it's called, and in there you get a stripped down version of the rules, which with all the fluff taken out, which I'm looking forward to having because that'll be nice and handy, because generally speaking the rules for Warhammer 40,000 were never that complex, and it always mystified me why it required such a massive hardbound book. And you also get some dice and some tape measures and stuff like that, but that's not important. What is important is you get 2 all armies, about 400 to 500 points each, 1 Space Marine, 1 Orcs. The Space Marines get a Dreadnought, a Space Marine Captain, 10-man tactical squad, and a 5-man Terminator squad. That's a lot of points right there. And if you were to buy that on its own in plastic, it would cost you a fortune. The Orc side, you get a War Boss, 5 Knobs, 20 Boys, and 3 Death Chopters. I think they're called, like little helicopters with guns attached to them. Yeah, and what's going on at the moment is people are doing swapsies with it. So you go down to Games Workshop, you order it, and they will swap one army for another. So basically the idea is I want to play Space Marines, because I've got some Space Marines here that I found in my cupboard. I've had for quite some time. I've always wanted a Space Marine army. So I've got basically, I'm going to have an Orc army as of end of next week. I don't want, so I'm going to go to Games Workshop and try and swap it. Now they have told me that there is a disproportionate amount of people that want Space Marines to Orcs, so I'm not convinced they're going to be able to guarantee me a Space Marine army. No, sorry, a Space Marine army for my Orc army. So this is a little bit of a shout out to all my friends that live in the local area who know where I am. If you have Battle Black Reach or whatever it's called, and you have a spare Space Marine army out of that you don't want, and you want an Orc army, please get in touch with me so I can do you a swap. Right, okay. This has been an experiment in editing, so I hope you like the more seamless transitions. I have been known to and ah quite a lot, so I'm going to try and cut that out of my videos. I'll see you next time. Bye bye.